kunja vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava kunja vihari. Gopi jana balava girivaradhari. Gopi jana balava girivaradhari. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi jana balava girivaradhari. Gopi jana balava girivaradhari. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Vishnupad Paramahansa Guru Kacharya Sarasi Srimad Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jaya Vishnupad Paramahansa Paribhakacharya Sarasi Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Thakur Bhakti Vinod Ki Jai. Srila Gokishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Guru Parampara Ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishad Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Go Premananda. Hari Hari Bo. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All together, please. Om Jnana Timarandasya Ganandana Salakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Vaina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Parakamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Prijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padang Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vidamscha He Krishna Karana Sindhu Dhena Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapcha Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrishabhana Sudadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, translation and commentary, Srila Prabhupada. Today is text number 17, chapter 10, chapter entitled The Opulence of the Absolute. So, please repeat. Kathaṁ vidyām aham yogiṁs tvām sadā paricintayan keṣu bhāveṣu cintyo bhagavan mayā kathaṁ vidyām aham yogiṁs tvām sadā paricintayan keṣu bhāveṣu cintyo bhagavan mayā kathaṁ vidyām aham yogiṁs tvām sadā paricintayan keṣu bhāveṣu cintyo bhagavan mayā. Okay.
Kathaṁ
vidyām aham yogiṁs
sadā paricintayan keṣu
bhāveṣu cintyo bhagavan mayā
kathaṁ vidyām aham
paricintayan keṣu bhāveṣu cintyo bhagavan mayā aham vidyām yogim sadā paricintayan keṣu bhāveṣu cintyo bhagavan mayā kathaṁ vidyām aham yogim sadā paricintayan keṣu bhāveṣu cintyo bhagavan mayā aham vidyām yogim paricintayan keṣu bhāveṣu cintyo mayā Yes. Okay, please repeat word for word. Kathaṁ, how? Vidyām aham, I shall know. Yogin, O Supreme Mystic. Tvām, you. Sadā, always. Paricintayan, thinking of. Keṣu, in which. Keṣu, nature. Cintyaḥ, asi. You are to be remembered. Bhagavan, O Supreme. Mayā, by me. Translation, Srila Prabhupada. So, O Krishna, O Supreme Mystic, how shall I constantly think of you? And how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered, O Supreme Personality of Godhead? Please repeat. O Krishna, O Supreme Mystic, how shall I constantly think of you? And how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered, O Supreme Personality of Godhead? So, purport Srila Prabhupada. As it is stated in the previous chapter, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is covered by his yoga-māyā. Only surrendered souls and devotees can see him. Now Arjuna is convinced that his friend Krishna is the Supreme Godhead, but he wants to know the general process by which the all-pervading Lord can be understood by the common man. Common men, including the demons and atheists, cannot know Krishna because he is guarded by his yoga-māyā energy. Again, these questions are asked by Arjuna for their benefit. The superior devotee is concerned not only for his own understanding, but for the understanding of all mankind. So Arjuna, out of his mercy, because he is a Vaishnava, a devotee, is opening for the common man the understanding of the all-pervasiveness of the Supreme Lord. He addresses Krishna specifically as yogin, because Krishna is the master of the yoga-māyā energy, by which he is covered and uncovered to the common man. The common man who has no love for Krishna cannot always think of Krishna. Therefore, he has to think materially. Arjuna is considering the mode of thinking of the materialistic persons of this world. The words keṣu keṣu bhāveṣu refer to the material nature. The word bhava means physical things. Because materialists cannot understand Krishna spiritually, they are advised to concentrate the mind on physical things and try to see how Krishna is manifested by physical representations. So, Mukam karochi vachalam bhangam laitad girim yad kripatam aham bande Śrī Guru niratarinam kathaṁ vidyām ahaṁ yogiṁs tvām sadā paricintayan keṣu bhāveṣu cintyo bhagavan mayā. O Krishna, O Supreme Mystic, how shall I constantly think of you, and how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered, O Supreme Personality of Godhead? So here is 3 questions. How shall I constantly think of you, and how shall I know you? And in what various forms are you to be remembered, O Supreme Personality of Godhead? Right? How shall I constantly think of you? So we know the Chatur Sloki starts at number 8, and Krishna started that with the supreme instruction for all yogis, manmana, always think of me, right? How? In a devotional manner. Manmana bhava madmakto madhyaji. Do everything, whether it is you're following Vaidhi Bhakti, Varnashram, or you're following Navavida Bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, then do it as a yagya. Just like the sages at Naimisharanya, they said to Sutta Goswami, being blessed with many years, please tell us of the conversation between Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadev Goswami. We are gathered here seeing that Kali Yuga is coming to perform yajna. So this is an important point. The devotee always performs everything as yajna. So manmana bhavamad bhakto is yajna. It is not done for our benefit, it is an offering to the Supreme Lord. When it is done for our benefit, that is immature stage. We are doing yajna, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Archanam, so on and everything, as an offering to the Supreme Lord. And how is that done? What is that third verse in the Chaturshloka? Priti purvakam. That we bhajatam priti purvakam. So we do it as an offering, but with priti purvakam. And because we offer in a devotional way, Krishna reciprocates in that manner. So if we do yajna, I have to do this, I have to chant my rounds, I have to read, I have to do some work in the temple, that is not priti purvakam. That is not really a good yajna. Yes, there is benefit, you're doing some padasevanam, but the important point is the devotional mood. Manmana bhavamad bhakto. Now I'm devoted, I am doing everything as yajna. Mam namaskuru. So we know in 29th chapter, 11th canto, Krishna explains, the best way to realize me, Arjuna, is in the heart of all living entities. I am there as my expansion, Vibhinangsa, the jiva, and I am in the heart of all living entities as Paramatma or as Sham Sundar for the devotees. So realize me in the heart of the devotees or all living entities. So that, Krishna says to Uddhava, is the best way to realize me, which is an amazing statement. Because generally we think, I must think of Krishna in Goloka. But, as Prabhupada points out in the purport here, Arjuna is making clear in the purport, is asking questions and he's being instructed in a manner that is for the common man. The common man has no knowledge of transcendence or less understanding of transcendence. He doesn't understand the lila, the exchanges, the prem vivata, the exchanges, transformations between Radha and Krishna, the gopis, the Brijabasis. So, first step in God realization is to realize the Supreme Lord in the material energy. This is second canto. The chapter there is the first steps in God realization. And so for the common man, that is very important, that he should break the understanding that this material world is running, as we are being instructed nowadays in all the colleges and schools, is running automatically by the physical laws. Yes, the physical laws are there of matter and so on and so forth, but they are resting upon the Supreme Lord. As Krishna said earlier in this chapter, avyuktamurtina, by me in my unmanifested form, avyuktamurta, this whole expansion of mine, the material energy in particular he's referring to, is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. What does that mean? For the simple understanding is that everyone is in the Paramatma. In this material world, everyone is in the material world and being guided by Paramatma, the Supreme Lord's expansion. And so this is the proper understanding. Matak parataram nanyad, Krishna is saying. Everything is resting upon me. Yes, there are physical laws, And through empiricism, you can understand how the material energy is working. You can understand chemically and biologically. But who is the abode? Who is the shelter? Who is the support? That is Krishna. That is Krishna. So, as we said 2 weeks ago, this material energy, it's stated in the Shastra, it can be viewed from the empirical scientific way, investigated through empiricism. But empiricism cannot reveal the Supreme Lord. Only when the Supreme Lord desires or chooses, he will reveal that everything is resting upon him. And when that realization is there, then we are understanding this material energy correctly. And we are understanding the material energy in relationship to Krishna. Everything is resting upon Krishna, whether it is the spiritual world or the material world. Everything is resting upon Krishna. So, any understanding that does not recognize that, though it may be very mathematically impressive and through chemistry and so many speculations, physical descriptions of chemists and physicists and biologists, unless it is understood as an expansion of the Supreme Lord, and that the principles governing it are resting upon his potency, unless that primal understanding is there, one will just speculate. And that's what we're finding in the modern day. People are, the so-called scientific institutions, they're examining the material energy, and they're talking about gluons, electrons, and yes, they are there, neutrinos, and so on and so forth. But can you see the Supreme Lord? Can you see the support of all those principles? Oh, they are going on by chance, or it is automatic. So they dismiss the primal point that everything is going on resting on the potency of the Supreme Lord. And without recognizing that, without seeing that, one's insight into the material energy is covered by illusion. But yoga-māyā here, as Prabhupada says in the Purport, yogiṁs. So Krishna is being addressed by Arjuna as Yogeshvara, the supreme yogi. And so yoga-māyā samavrita, that this material energy, the root of it is not revealed to the materially contaminated, or those, as Prabhupada says, who are not the friends or the devotees of the Supreme Lord. Krishna doesn't reveal himself to the non-devotee. He doesn't reveal himself to those that don't have friendly or this vidyām pritipurvakam. Just like if we meet people, we can understand, we don't reveal our inner thoughts, our nature, our experiences, our ideas, unless we're confident in that person. When we have trust in that person and we think this person is well disposed to me, then we will discuss our ideas, our opinions, and so on and so forth. But we won't just throw them in the market. Of course, nowadays people are doing that, right? They're throwing them on social media. But it's usually banal. Oh, I got up this morning and had a bowl of soup. Let me post that. It is a supreme revelation. No, this is the banal prajalpa of those whose minds are not focused on the primal Lord, the Supreme Lord. But now, when Arjuna, just as Prabhupada pointed in the purport there, Now Arjuna, so to speak, is thoroughly convinced of the Supreme Lord. And that happens after the Chaturshloki. You know, the last number 1, number 11, I, to show them special mercies, talking about the devotees, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. So that is the last of the Chaturshloki. Chaturshloki means the primary 4 summary verses. There's also in the Bhagavatam, the Chaturshloki. And then we see that Arjuna goes from knowledge of Krishna, understanding Krishna, to exaltation. He becomes ecstatic. And because he's going from knowledge of Krishna to ecstatic realization. Now in the Gita we see Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kaschid, that out of many thousands and thousands of people in the material energy, one may endeavor for perfection. And one will gain some knowledge of Krishna, but then out of those thousands of those, one will know me in truth, siddha. So to know Krishna in truth is the ultimate goal. That is the primal objective of particularly human life. That is why Lord Chaitanya is coming. That is why all the sadhus, the great acharyas are writing great commentary. That is the purpose of the Vedas, is to reveal the absolute truth. And so those that have shraddha by association with the sadhu, they become attracted to this knowledge. This knowledge, the spiritual knowledge, is acquired from 2 things, from the Shastra and the commentary on the Shastra, and from the sadhu, the person who has realized the absolute truth. Those 2 sources are the sources of spiritual knowledge. And the fortunate person who is associated, sadhusanga savasara, he has absorbed the bhakti lata beach, the seed of shraddha. He becomes attracted. Oh, I'm reading Prabhupada's book. I see Prabhupada's devotees, they're chanting, they're distributing, they're keeping nice deity worship. What is their ideas? What is in the book? So this is Bhajana Kriya, starts from this point. Let me try chanting. Then anatha nivritti, then nishta. So nishta means one is fixed in one's swarup, in a very beginning form, nishta. He's no longer thinking that I'm this material body, but rather I am Gopibhata Kamalayo Dasa Das, and he's feeling this. And when this expands, then one becomes Siddha Bhakta. Just like at the beginning of the Shiksashtakam, right? Vidyāvadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivādanam. So knowledge, as Krishna was giving to Arjuna previously, I am the all-pervading Supreme Lord, everything is expanded from me, yet I am, everything is resting upon me, yet I am also a separate entity in the sense that I am not expanded and lost in the material energy, but I am myself. It is my expansion. Just like the sun remains whole, even though it is expanding energy in the form of sunlight. That is in Ishopanishad, right? Om Panam Madappanamidam Purnat Purnat Udashite Purnasya Paramadaya Purnam Eva Vasishite. The absolute truth is complete, perfect and complete. And because he is perfect and complete, all expansions from him, such as this material world, are also perfect and complete and perfectly equipped as wholes, complete wholes. So this is a cintyo that the Supreme Lord is this energy. He is here as Paramatma. Everything is resting upon him. He is here as the living entities. Mama angsa jiva loke, jiva bhuta, sanatana. So to understand this is the first step in God realization. Yes, we want to understand Krishna Lila, but that is in the 10th canto of the Bhagavatam. That is after the development of the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and so on. To understand Krishna Lila is the business of the liberated soul. But the first step of God realization is to see that I am here, but I am not in the material world. I am in the spiritual world because I'm seeing Krishna as the source of the material energy. Now we know in man-made religions, sometimes they say, oh, there is God and he is in heaven, and this material world full of temptation and danger, it belongs to the devil, right? But we don't have this man-made speculation. We don't say that there is the devil ruling the material world and there is the spiritual heaven. This is a gross and greatly mistaken understanding. No, the material energy, Krishna is just as much present here as he is in Goloka Vrindavan. And so, when we have that understanding, then we can start to realize the Supreme Lord directly and personally in the material energy. And that is the first step. That is the most important thing. In the next chapter, well, actually after this, after today's sloka, Krishna is saying, please tell me how I can remember you in this material energy. Huh? You are saying you are expanded into this material energy, and the material energy is resting upon you, and all the living entities are your part and parcels. How I can remember this, how I can become fixed in this. So this is very convenient to start seeing the Supreme Lord not in an imaginary Goloka Vrindavan, but right here in front of our faces, in front of us, right at every moment. And that is very important, so that the material energy no longer becomes an obstacle. That material energy becomes a source of knowledge of Krishna. We realize Krishna is here. And so this is the other point, Arjuna. We can understand. Arjuna is saying, tell me how I can see you in this material energy. I've always been thinking it's just material and I have to do my duty and I have to do this. But you're saying that you are here, fully available in this material energy, that you are not just in a distant place in Goloka, but you are here. Now tell me how I can see you here, directly and personally, not in an imaginary way. Yes, the first step is that we gain knowledge, that Krishna and everything is resting upon Krishna. But then we want to realize that, and we realize that by the grace of Krishna. We do sadhana, but just like at the beginning of the Bhagavatam, Narada Muni, he was taught to meditate on the form of Vishnu by the Bhakti-Vedantas. He served them during the Chaturmasya. They taught him, now sit down, Narada, morning and evening lunch, and then expand that idea 24 hours a day, meditate on the form of Krishna. So one day, it was explained, in the evening, Narada Muni, he was meditating, and manasik murti, the deity made within the mind, and he's doing puja and bhajan to that form, and he's remembering that form, bhajatam pritipurvakam, with devotion, and suddenly he sees that manasik murti is directly Krishna himself. And then he becomes, it explained in Bhagavatam, that all his senses became enlivened and he became ecstatic. And then the form of Krishna went away. So he restarted his meditation, and then he was praying to Krishna, please show me that wonderful divine form. And then he heard the Lord's voice. So there are three darshans. This is Bhaktivinoda explains this in Jaiva Dharma. The bhava, ecstatic emotion that comes to a devotee is one darshan. Other thing is vak darshan, to hear the Supreme Lord's beautiful voice, giving instruction, consoling. And then darshan, to see the form of the Lord. So Krishna spoke to Narada and he said, look, Narada, those that are not completely pure in heart cannot see me. But I have appeared to you to fix your mind upon me. Now you continue in your meditation, and in this way you will achieve perfection. So the story goes on like that. Eventually, Narada, he continued in his meditation, and at the time of death, it explained in the Bhagavatam, just like there is thunder and lightning simultaneously, if you're close to it, then he achieved his spiritual form. So that is siddha. Muktir hitavan yata rupan swarupena avavashtiti. Siddha bhakta is well established in his spiritual form. And this form develops through meditation upon the form of Krishna. If you read the 13th chapter in the Uddhava Gita, 11th canto, that is instruction for the yogi. The word yogi is in today's verses. And the idea is given, the explanation of the yoga system is given there, and it is explained that the devotee, he should sit and kumbha, pura, rekha. What does that mean? He should breathe out and then perform kumbha. Hold some time before breathing in. And then pura, he should breathe in, but then he should hold that breath, not breathe out immediately. So he's breathing out, holding, breathing in, holding, breathing out, holding. In this way, it is explained, this is a yoga process, the life airs are brought under control. And there is even a number that should be done 10 times, morning, noon and evening, combined with mantra. And in this way, the mind becomes fixed. And then the Supreme Lord form can be created, manasik murti. That is 13th chapter. And it is explained that the devotee should see within his heart an 8-petaled lotus, and then he should place the Supreme Lord's feet upon that lotus, and then the limbs of the Supreme Lord, and then the face of the Supreme Lord, and then he should meditate on that form within the heart. And then he should come up the form of the Supreme Lord to the smiling face of the Supreme Lord, and then he should expand that smiling face of the Lord into the whole creation. So that then that devotee, that practicing devotee, will see Krishna everywhere, even within the material sphere. Because his mind, and that is the natural function of the mind, that it will go to the most attractive thing. So if one is practicing bhajatam pritipurvakam, then he will reach turiya. He will reach transcendence by grace of Krishna. We are having susupti, deep sleep, swapna, dream state, jagariya, that wakeful state. But the Supreme Lord is revealed on turiya, the fourth state of consciousness. Brahmabhuta prasannatmana soshati nakankshati samasaveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labhate param. That if you reach turiya by practice of sadhana, by practice of spiritual knowledge, by grace of Krishna, by grace of Guru, by grace of Vaishnava, then prasannatma. You will know it because you will become free of anxiety. The material energy is full of anxiety, the three modes of material life. Everyone, to greater or lesser extent, is feeling kunta in the material world. Anxiety. How will I survive? Who is my friend? How will I get food? Where will I sleep? Kunta. You can see this in the face of the monkey or the face of an animal. They're always in anxiety. But a devotee, a transcendentalist, he reaches turiya by meditation and the grace of Guru and Krishna and Vaishnava, and he becomes prasannatma. So this is the experience. Brahmabhuta prasannatmana soshati. In the material world, everyone is soshati, hankering. Oh, I want this, I want that. And when something else comes, kankshati. They lament. Oh, I married the wrong girl. Oh, I wanted 2 daughters and 2 sons in my marriage, but I got 4 sons. I'm lamenting. So people, kankshati, they're always lamenting, never satisfied, because the material energy cannot satisfy the spirit soul. It is a different category of energy. The only thing that can satisfy, make the soul prasannatma, is realization of the transcendental plane. And that is available to the devotee who practices priti purvakam. He does all his bhajan sadhana as an offering to the Supreme Lord. And then he realizes the Supreme Lord. Everything is within the Supreme Lord, and the Supreme Lord is within everything. And this is what the realization that Arjuna describes after hearing the Chatusloki, right? Param Brahma, Param Dharma. Arjuna said, oh, now this is his ecstatic realization. Previous to this, he was listening to great knowledge, to Krishna. Oh, this is very interesting. So this is like the common man. When we first hear and we come across Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Lord Chaitanya, Sadhu Sangha, we hear true transcendental knowledge. Oh, this is very satisfying. This attracts my intelligence. I'm very satisfied. But like Narada Muni, what we want is ecstatic realization. That is siddha. That is knowing Krishna in truth. It is easy, in one sense, to know Krishna. You read Bhagavad Gita, oh, Krishna is Supreme Lord. But to realize Krishna, this is what Arjuna, in an ecstatic way, is describing. Arjuna said, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, param dham, the purest, pavitram, the absolute truth. You, I realize it now. You've been describing about the spirit soul and karma and jnana and yoga, but now I realize Krishna. I realize. So this is what we should hanker for. This is what society, this is spiritual. We should hanker for that realization. We want knowledge, yes, vidyāvadu jivanam, but we want to go to anandam buddhibhadanam. We want to go to transcendence. And we want to be fixed, not because of philosophical conviction, but because of ecstatic realization. So, you are the pure, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transcendental person, original person, the unborn. If you remember 2 weeks ago, 3 things. Krishna is ajam, unborn. Adipurusham, he's the original, he's transcendental. The greatest, you are the supreme, you are the primal Lord. All the great, and then it says a very interesting thing, because Krishna consciousness, like we say, is given by the Shastra and the sadhus, and their commentaries on the Shastra, previous great acharyas, and it's given also by the sadhus that we may meet. And then so on that point, all the great sages such as Narada, Asita, Devala and Vyas confirm this truth about you. And now you yourself are declaring it to me. So this is just like Narada Muni. He realized the absolute truth because Krishna accepted him. So now Arjuna is being accepted by the Supreme Lord, and Krishna is revealing himself to Arjuna directly and personally. So this should be our objective, to gain this direct and personal darshan of the Supreme Lord. And we should not think, oh, that is just for Narada Muni, that's just for Dhruva Maharaj, that's just for Prahlad Maharaj, that is for the great acharyas. No, we should think, Mama Angsa Jiva Loke, Jiva Buddha, I am made for that. I am made for that relationship with Krishna. And that is why Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya, the Panchatattva, Sad Goswami are giving so much instruction so that I can become qualified to become a personal associate of the Supreme Lord. And that personal association with the Supreme Lord is a matter of ecstatic revelation. It goes beyond intellectualism, just like Arjuna and Narada and Dhruva Maharaj, when they have the darshan of the Supreme Lord, they are experiencing the Supreme Lord. And so we are made for that. We are angsa, mama angsa. We are part of the Supreme Lord. So we should, this is prayojan tattva, we should be very confident. This is Rupa Goswami, right? We should be enthusiastic, patient, confident. We should follow regulative principles, and we should get rid of asatsangi tyagi. We should be very confident. And if we have this goal in mind, then we become nishtha. We become fixed. Then we become Vaishnav. Then we become on the path towards siddha. Like Krishna says, very few know me in truth. So we should say, I'm going to be one of those that know Krishna in truth. If Narada Muni can do it, so can I. Of course, Narada Muni is a great soul. But we are all made for that. We are all made for that. Lord Chaitanya has made us. And so then, right? And then Arjuna, number 14. Oh Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you've told me. Neither demigods nor the demons can understand your personality. So he's taking the role of a common man realizing the absolute truth for our instruction. Indeed, you alone know yourself by your own internal potency. O Supreme Person, origin of all, Lord of all beings, God of gods, Lord of the universe. So he's saying that Krishna is the Lord of this universe. He's seeing this universe as the court, as the palace of the Supreme Lord. He's seeing this material energy in relationship to the Supreme Lord, and this is the realization that we want. This is the first step. Oh Krishna, Supreme Mystic. Yes, and then that's in the next one. And then it comes to today. I want to think of you. How do I constantly, you said, manmana, but how do I constantly think of you? How do I get to that position? In what various forms are you to be remembered? So then, Krishna, O Janardhan, please again describe in detail the mystic potency of your opulences. Because Krishna's already explained some of his opulences, but Arjuna wants those things that will inspire me. The opulence of the Absolute is this. So yes, we want to, everything is Krishna, but to inspire us, we want to remember Krishna in his opulences. His opulences as Bhagavan. What are those opulences? His beauty, his renunciation, his Shakti, his opulence, his fame, his all-pervading knowledge. We want, how are those 6 items of Bhagavan represented in the material energy? How I can see it. So Krishna explains, I'm the strength of the strong, I'm the intelligence of the intelligent, and all these opulent manifestations that are there, even in the material world, even in Kali Yuga, they represent me. So when you see them, don't think, oh, this is a very intelligent, renounced person. He is blessed with renunciation by the potency of the Supreme Lord. So then we are seeing everything in relationship to the Supreme Lord, because that is the basic principle of yoga. Manmana, bhavamad bhakto, in a devotional way. So the first step to that devotional way is the knowledge given by the Shastra, the sadhus, the commentary of the sadhus. And they teach us to see the opulence and beauty of Krishna manifest within the material world. And then we become Nishtha. And from that, just like it says, Brahma Bhuta Prasanamana Soshati Nakanksati Samakṣāveṣu Bhuteshu. Then Namaskaru, right? Number 4, Manmabha Yagya. We see, oh, all living entities belong to Krishna. They're all part and parcel of Krishna. Samakṣāveṣu Bhute Mad Bhaktim Labhate Param. And then we obtain expanding realization, and we become a devotee of Krishna, Bhagavan. So this is what Arjuna is being instructed in. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So any question? Yes. Oh, you're just stretching. Okay, Prabhu, go ahead.
How do we know, sometimes we are crying for Krishna or sometimes for material desire. How do we know it's spiritual for Krishna or for material things?
You mean society, yes. Well, as we explained, Brahmabhuta Prasanatma. When one is in transcendence and one is realizing transcendental platform, that is a direct personal experience. But if we are desiring material things, Lord Chaitanya has given those 3 things. We'll be in anxiety, dhanam, hankering for money, janam, society, position, followers, and then sundarim, so some kind of material sex life, expansion of progeny, or so on and so forth. So, but then Lord Chaitanya says, I don't hanker for those things, dhanam, janam, sundarim. I hanker what for? Bhagavat bhakti, yes. So, the devotee is hankering, but he's hankering for bhakti, right? It said that Lord Nityananda has opened a stall in the marketplace and he's selling the holy name, right? And how do you buy the holy name? Yeah, by loelam, by desire, hankering, desire, by lobha, by greed. Greed comes after you've got something nice. Oh, I've got the name. Now I'm greedy to feel the experience of the name. So this is the point. What are we hankering for? Now in the material energy, so we shouldn't sochati for the dhanam janam sundarim, if we desire those things. But then in the material energy, sometimes things don't happen nicely, even for a devotee. So what should a devotee do? Should he laments, oh, this didn't happen. So there's a verse, right? Very impersonal. Tattena nukampatam Damana. Yes, here it is. Tattenu nukampatam susumiksha shamana. My dear Lord, this is Lord Brahma offering prayers to Lord Krishna in the Brahma, Vimo and Leela. One who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him. So we should be hankering for that, right? It says earnestly, hankering. I really want that mercy. Krishna, please give me mercy. My dear Lord, one who earnestly awaits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds. So yes, now like we were saying before, in the material world, things don't go nicely, so we lament. Oh, I didn't get what I wanted from the marriage. My business failed. Oh, I lament. No, but a devotee doesn't lament. He sees it as Krishna's mercy. It says here, look, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds. So a devotee thinks, well, it didn't happen, but it was Krishna's mercy. It's something to do with my karma, my aparabdha karma. It's happening. I'm karma bandha. So it's happening to me because of Krishna's mercy. He's giving me a little fraction of the reaction. So you see, Sochati is hankering for the blessing of darshan, and then he's not lamenting if some material things happen that are not, positive in his mind. While patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds and offering you respectful obeisances within the heart, within his heart. So he tells, this is Krishna's mercy. I'm not lamenting, this is Krishna's mercy. This is how he's giving me mercy now. He gives respectful obeisances with his heart, words and body, is surely eligible for liberation. Muktir hitavan yata rupam. For it has become his rightful claim. This is Lord Brahma. So this is what we should be hankering for. We should be hankering for the mercy of Krishna, for the mercy of the sadhu. And if in this material world problems come, we don't think, oh, it's not Krishna or it's some problem. We just think, it's Krishna's mercy. I've got a toothache. It's Krishna's mercy. Let me go to the dentist. Instead of lamenting, oh, I'm a devotee, I shouldn't get toothache. You see my point. And then, still offering obeisances, mam namaskuru, then it is your rightful claim to go to the spiritual world, you see.
One more question can I ask? Is there separation or heartbreak is there in devotion also between Krishna
And
us?
And who?
Between Krishna and us.
And
Separation and heartbreaks.
and us ourselves. Well, that is a very fine subject matter. The devotee, yes, nainam gladashrudharaya. You understand? Sometimes it is said, chant and be happy. right? So this is a kind of, it's okay, but if you look through Prabhupada's books, you'll rarely find this. Mahaprabhu taught vipralamba seva bhav, that you should be hankering like Lolam for the holy name. We should be heartbroken. I think Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada said, we have opened a crying school where everyone is crying for Krishna. Like when we have kirtan, we're performing yoga, but we're crying, oh Krishna, I'm in this material world. Nayanam gladishru dharaya. Oh, feeling your separation. I feeling one moment is like a yuga. This is yuga. This is the advanced stage. So we don't say chant and be happy. Actually, we should say chant and suffer in separation. Chant and lament in separation. That is actually vipralamba seva bhav. I'm suffering in separation. Chanting, oh Krishna, I chanted 1 lakh, but still I'm a fool. So like this. This is lamenting in separation. That is taught by Mahaprabhu. Vipralamba seva bhav. So, and then the heart stays alive. We don't want to be impersonal. We don't want to be stone-hearted by tapasya. We want to understand bhajitam pritipurvakam. Oh, I've just got a little water and a tulsi leaf. I offer it to Krishna. That's what Advaita Acharya did, right? He didn't make a big yajna on the bank of the Ganga. He just called for Krishna and offered tulsi leaves and some Ganga jal. But, of course, it was with full devotion. So he's calling for Krishna. So that is vipralamba seva bhav. And that attracts Krishna. Oh, he's sincere, this person wants me. Just like same Leela, Narada Muni, Krishna appeared, and then Narada Muni was hankering. Oh, where? Dhruva Maharaj, he saw Krishna, he said, I was wanting a big kingdom, but now that is like broken glass. Now I want to be your servant. So this is realization. So this is what is being taught to Arjuna, and through Arjuna, us, to see Krishna at all times, but not for the purpose of some material happiness. But we must be lamenting, how did I come to this material world? How can I please the Guru, the sadhus, the Shastra? How can I get to the Spirit? This should be our preoccupation, our hankering. And if problems come, we just think, Krishna's mercy. That means Krishna is being kind to me. Even if it's a toothache. We should take everything as the mercy of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Sadhusanga Bhagavad Gita Ki Jai. So, thank you for your kind attention. Hope to see you next week. Remember, chant and be happy, no. Chant and lament in separation.